Shooter. This is the first real game, that I made with the help of artificial intelligence. And it's basically a top-down shooter with WASD controls. It automatically shoots, so you don't have to jam the shoot button. Destroy the boss to win, and collect stars to power up your weapon and to gain more points. It has an achievement system, so you have a lot of different achievements that you can get. Simple ones like destroy 100 enemies, or defeat the boss, and more complicated ones like collect 30 stars without reaching upgrade 3. So you have to collect stars, and every time you take damage, you lose a weapon upgrade. So by cleverly managing your pickups and your damage, you can eventually get this one. Kill 200 enemies during the boss battle. That's a hard one because the boss battle gets progressively harder as time goes by. Alright, so let's go and give this game a try. Alright, so here's our little ship, and as we move around, we blow up these other ships and pick up these stars. It takes 6 stars to get a weapon upgrade, but after blowing up a bunch of these guys and getting enough stars, you'll see that my weapon gets more powerful. Okay. And whether you get a star or not is pretty random. But I tell you, this is kind of tricky, having this weak weapon, so... Alright, there we go. Now we have a little bit more power, have some spread, and that'll make taking these guys out a bit easier. They also get a little bit more complicated as time goes by, with new enemy behaviors. They start to shoot at me, they start to move around, and a couple of other quirky things happen to make my ascent a little bit more difficult. Alright, but now I've got weapon power 3, and that gives me a nice, more saturated spread shot. And I'm going to go and pick up a few more stars and get to power level 4. And one of the achievements is to take damage right after you pick up a star, which is, or weapon power up, I think. And that's really easy to do if you go chase down these stars that are close to the edge of the screen. Alright, weapon power 6. Now we've got some shots that are firing left and right. And I think we also have a shot that's firing in a random direction, just to add a little bit more offensive power. And the number of enemies is increasing. Despite how powerful my weapon is, it's not the easiest thing in the world to take all these guys out. Alright, now we're at weapon power 8. That's the most powerful weapon. At this point, picking up more stars will just add to my score. And this is how you get the high score of 10,000 for that achievement, is to pick up as many stars as you can at the highest weapon level. Alright. So the final boss should be popping up pretty soon. There we go. Got a nice health bar over there on the side, pretty beefy. But if we just continually blast him and try not to take damage, we should be able to get through this boss fight. But the number of enemies increases pretty substantially, and after he hits the halfway point, he begins to move around. Alright, hopefully I can take this guy out before achieving or receiving too much damage. Looks like we're getting close. But the number of enemies showing up are definitely shielding the boss. There we go. Alright. We were so close to 10,000 points if we just tried a little bit harder to take out some of those enemies we might have got in that one. But that's it. That is Star Shooter.